Good morning, subscribers. If you guys want to have a chat, I'm here to chat with you. So if y'all want to have a chat, just chat. Good morning, Hendrix. How you doing? Good morning. How you doing? Hendrix, I forget. Are you in New York or Los Angeles? I forget. I keep forgetting what state you're in. You just woke up. Yeah, I've been up for a few hours. So now I'm taking So I had another blood test draw, and my vitamin D level was 3. Originally from San Diego. Look, my vitamin D level was 3, so now I'm just going to take these cheap vitamin D supplements to try to get it up to at least, I don't know, 10. Dude, my vitamin D level is almost non-existent. Very unhealthy. Anyways, so are you in San Francisco or something? Because I don't know if you are from San Fran. What's up, Joe Azero? How you doing? Joe and Hendrix, how are you guys doing today? Florida. What part of Florida, though? You don't have to tell me exactly where. Just give me a city nearby. I'm nice and clean. New York. Are you from lower upper Manhattan, Joe? I don't even really know where you're from. Sorry, you guys know me. I'm very weird with that shit. I like to know where people are from because I like to look it up on Google and then I get a picture of, oh, okay, so he's from there, she's from there. I take daily D3 at 25, 1000 IU. I like in Jacksonville, Florida. Bro, why do you take Long Island? So Queens, Brooklyn? Are you in Queens or Brooklyn? No? At least you're not on Staten Island, though. At least you're not on Staten Island, bro. So I'm a little disappointed right now, Joe, um, because my fiance's mom got her car smashed in by somebody in New Jersey, and it sucks because everything is, not necessarily going the best, and then some asshole smashes the side of the car and bends the differential on her car. That's just really fucking sad, man. And you know what sad is? It's just really sad. You know how parking in New York, you kind of have to do parallel parking, and there's really nothing else you can do. You go down these one ways or even two ways, but there's cars parked on each side, and then on Friday nights there's drunk people, and so sometimes they'll smash into your shit. Yes, they hit and ran. Hendrix, yeah. They hit and ran like a little pussy ass motherfucker. But yeah, they hit and ran. Yeah, yeah, yeah. New York, that's New Jersey for you. I was, I mean, people can never just give people a break. Like they always have to be smashing, dashing, and running like a little bitch. It's really sad because that car was in perfect shape for many years. There was nothing wrong with that car, and then some asshole smashes into it like a jackass. New Jersey is really rough, man. Dude, do you know how many fucking panic attacks I had living in that state? Dude, I have had so many panic attacks living in New Jersey. I would say more than San Antonio, more than Los Angeles was bad, but more in I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be truthful to you guys. I had the least amount of anxiety in Ohio. I did have issues, but when I compare it now to how I lived, Ohio was the least stressful state that I lived in. I don't know, man. Um, I had the least amount of anxiety attacks in Ohio. I loved the cold air of Ohio. I liked that everybody just kept to themselves. It's quiet. Well, at least where I lived in the small town, it was peaceful. Nobody was there. You could leave the doors unlocked. Well, this is a real small town though, but you could leave the doors unlocked at night if you wanted to. You didn't have to, but if you wanted to, bro, I didn't really have anxiety in that small town. I mean, I did have issues with anxiety attacks, but not as prominent as when I was living in New Jersey, Los Angeles, New Jersey, LA. Only when I went to downtown Miami did I have a lot of anxiety, but when I went back home, I didn't really have that much anxiety. Environmental conditions play a big role in our well-being. Well, let me say something. As you guys know, I am probably the biggest advocate of my city. I don't think maybe there's somebody better than me at this, but I don't think there is a better advocate of San Antonio than me on youtube.com. I haven't met anybody that had more passion for the city than me. I maybe you guys know somebody more, but I mean if you guys were to testify in front of a police officer about me being patriotic to the city of San Antonio, you guys would know. But let me ask you a question though. Why don't I get stressed out in San Antonio? I mean, I do, but not like Los Angeles, not like New York City. I mean, and you know what's weird is? I'm gonna say this because it's so strange. I don't get stressed out in New York City. I had a few panic attacks while driving in New York, but I had to just pop an Ativan once in a while. But I never really stressed out in New York City itself. You know what I did when I drove in New York? I always tried to pretend that it was just another city. Let me explain. Because my job that I had done um, was to drive around through every single fucking neighborhood and borough in New York City. Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, lower and upper, and the whole east side, all the way FDR, all the way to Montauk, all the way to the end to Montauk. I mean, we're talking almost all the way to freaking what's that stupid island with all the animals diseases? Plum Island, New York. I went all the way east, bro. I went all the way east, and then from there I went all the way up to Connecticut. Man, it was a lot of driving, but New York itself doesn't stress me out. It's people's attitudes of New York that stress me out. Let me explain. When I drive in Houston, Texas, I get that calmness. I know it's a big city, of course. There's a million people. But I don't feel stressed in Houston, Texas. I don't know why. It's weird. When I go to Los Angeles, I immediately start getting stressed. I'm sweating and I get anxious getting on the 10 freeway and the 110 and the just the 710 and I just start getting anxiety on the 5 freeway, and then you hit the 405 and you're just like fuck, and you just get stuck in traffic for like 2 hours to go like 7 miles, and you're just like ugh. And then it's like stop go, and but in New York, Once you get away from the Jersey city area, it's pretty smooth sailing. That's the only thing I like about New York. Once you get out of New York, it's pretty smooth sailing to get back to Newark from Jersey City. It's pretty straightforward. But it's getting underneath the tunnel is what the problem is. Once you get through the tunnel, the traffic eases up and you're okay. But in Los Angeles, there's nowhere to go, so you just get stuck in that traffic. But why is it? Let me just hear me out. Driving gives me anxiety. I don't see how you do it. Going to places in the middle of nowhere and dangerous places in the wee hours of night. Look, this is exactly what I was going to talk about, Mr. Hendricks. I find calmness and soothing in the most remote places of the country. And I don't know why. Like, I'll give you an example. I don't know. I was driving somewhere in New Mexico. Okay? I don't remember where. I was live streaming to you guys. It was just like maybe 50 miles west of Las Cruces, middle of nowhere, New Mexico. And I took this side road, and I was very happy. Dude, it's just weird, dude. I'm weird. Like, I'll get anxious when I'm sitting laying in this bed real quick. I'll get real anxious and sweaty and clammy, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have a heart attack. And then I'm driving in the middle of nowhere, and I feel okay. Like, why? Why do I feel okay? And then let me give you an example. I get anxious when I drive to different states. But wait, here's where it's really weird. I get anxious when I'm driving to states that I'm not familiar with, or okay, the virus, for example, and the rioting and the looting and the protesting has made me so anxious that I have not gone to Los Angeles. And you guys know me. You guys know that I could easily go to LA with a limited budget. But I refuse to go to Los Angeles even though I know I can. I can get in my car. I can get on Interstate 10. I can drive about, 1,300 miles, 13 to 1,400 miles. And I could be in Los Angeles in a day. But I don't want to go there right now because of what's going on. Like, I just want to go there and be myself. I want to be able to go to the Griffith Observatory. I want to be able to go to Culver City. I want to be able to go see Marina Del Rey again and Venice. But now I hear that Venice is, and I've seen it myself, Venice has nothing but homeless people rolling down the fucking beach. How can you relax when you see other people suffering? And then you go to Austin, Texas, and you see all the homeless people, man. I think I'm a liberal. Because I feel bad for everybody. Dude, it's just, Venice is not the same. In 2013, when I was riding, you guys have seen my videos. If you've been watching my channel for more than 3 or 4 years, you guys have seen my videos when I did the scootering. Do you guys remember when I had my little GoPro and I would record me going to Venice Beach in the middle of the night? Do you guys not remember those videos? There was nobody at the beach, bro. There was nobody. Nobody was there. Dude, it was empty. You guys remember I lived in Marina Del Rey, right? Do you guys not remember that? I lived in Marina Del Rey. Dude, I went to Compton. I went to Watts. I wanted to see everything of Los Angeles and see the beauty of it. Dude, I was so happy to be in Los Angeles at that time. Did I tell you guys that I was happy to be in LA even though I had anxiety and I couldn't find any peaceful places? Dude, I was happy to be in Los Angeles. Like, I was happy to be there. I was happy to be in that LA basin, bro. It's beautiful. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Texas is beautiful in its way, but Cali has that, I don't know, as the people say, aesthetically pleasing. I left. Oh, if you guys know the reason why I left, you guys would laugh. Okay. Do you guys remember the person that I was living with? Do you guys remember the person that I was living with? That person pulled out a gun on his wife, and so I bounced. Yeah, that's the reason why I left LA to Ohio. I didn't want to stay there a second after I saw what I saw. I left immediately. I didn't want nothing to do with it after that second. So, I don't know if you guys remember where I was living at in Marina Del Rey, but I caught a fire. Let's see, what else did I catch? A guy tried stabbing me half to death, and my friend in Marina Del Rey. The guy gets his head blown off. Um, I mean, the guy tried killing us with a big ass knife. I don't know what, he was a transient. He was homeless, and he was coming off of the the marina, and he was coming down 90, and he tried attacking us. Out of nowhere, this guy just comes up and he's fucking literally attacking us, trying to stab me with a knife in my belly, and trying to stab my friend. And my friend says, "Jump the fence, jump the fence." So I jumped the fence. And if you guys remember my old videos, you'll see me almost fucking calling with the cops, and then you hear the cops in the background say, "Did somebody just get shot?" And then I heard gunfire before the police came. I was wondering what that was, and the guy had tried breaking into one of the houses there, and the crazy dude with the knife, and somebody saw that, came down and shot him in the head. Dude, I almost fucking died. The knife was like this big, bro. Like my whole head here, like my whole head size. It was a huge ass knife. And that guy wanted to kill people at that point. He wanted to kill. It was just a random psychotic event. But I miss Torrance, Redondo Beach. I miss Long Beach. I miss Venice. I miss Santa Monica. You know, I miss Long Beach. I miss going to see the Queen. I miss Rancho Cucamonga. I miss Rancho Palos Verdes. I miss LA. I miss California. San Diego. Ooh, Chula Vista. Beautiful areas of South California. I miss going to Big Bear Lake. That was pretty cool to see a few times. Big Bear was awesome, by the way. It was beautiful. I miss going to the Sequoia National Forest in Central California. I miss going to Death Valley, the hottest place on the actual planet. What people don't understand is California literally is the hottest place on the actual planet. I love California too, man. I can't deal with politics or the taxes. Listen, if California became Republican, I would I would move back to LA at any expense possible. If California became a republic again, like, well, you know what's weird? You know what's weird, guys? California has a flag that says the Republic of California. So, why do they have a flag that says Republic of California when it's owned by Democrats? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. If the state flag has a bear on it and it says the Republic of California, why is it owned by Democrats that don't care about the city of Los Angeles, improving the roads, improving early earthquake detection systems? See, here's another thing that pisses me off, Hendrix. Why doesn't California have an early earthquake detection system like Japan? Why? Why does California have rolling blackouts when Texas has 27 million people and Louisiana has 20 millions of people? Think about that. Think about that, though, Hendrix. Think about that for a second. Japan has what's called an early earthquake detection system and can detect earthquakes and give you a countdown to when the earthquake is going to happen in your area. It alerts people by cell phones. It alerts people by TV. It alerts people on pop up on computers. It alerts people through every means of possible communication, and it gives you a countdown timer to when the earthquake is about to hit that part of Japan. So why can't we have an early earthquake detection system in Los Angeles and California? Why? Why can't there be an early earthquake detection system in California? It's very simple to do. Japan did it, so why can't they take that technology and put it for the United States? But Hendrix, Hendrix, what I'm saying is, hi, greetings from the Philippines. Hi, Philippines. What I'm saying is, why are the Democratic people for the people? That's what I don't get. Why is Nancy Pelosi hanging out in her mansion in San Francisco and not helping the people of San Francisco, maybe to have public bathrooms that are monitored? Why can't people use those bathrooms? Why are they allowing them to inject drugs into them instead of trying to get them off safely at a slow pace? Why? Why? Why is it that Republican cities tend to do better when it comes to drugs? I mean, it's not perfect, but in a general term, why do Republican cities do better than Democratic cities when it comes to drugs? I'm not saying to put people that do drugs in jail. I'm saying get them on the proper help so they don't relapse into the drugs and they come off of it permanently. Give them hope. So what you're telling me is it's all about money. Is that what you're saying? Is that why California doesn't have an early earthquake detection system? Could save millions of lives when a massive earthquake happens? Because remember, earthquakes, they roll. They go miles and hundreds of miles. So that gives people a few seconds to get ready and prepared. Votes and power. In my opinion, Hendrix, and just in my opinion, California, Oregon, and Western Oregon, and Washington, and Anchor, and Alaska should have an early earthquake detection program. They should be able to detect an earthquake of a certain magnitude, and it should emergency alert. Look, we need to, California needs to change for the better. California could be a very safe place to live. It can be, but it has to be Republican. I'm sorry, Democrats don't know how to run cities. I look at Detroit, look at Baltimore, look at Philadelphia, look at New Jersey, all of New Jersey almost. Look at Western, South, and Eastern New York, where Democrats run that part of New York. Look at Baltimore. Look at Maryland in general. I mean, Maryland's actually really nice until you go to Baltimore. It gets real dangerous. Look at Los Angeles. Look at San Francisco parts. Look at Oakland. Look at not Castroville. Bakersfield. Pretty dangerous. A really rough place. Compton, Norwalk. All these areas in Los Angeles. Very dangerous. Hendrix, would you move back to California if it turned Republican? Let me just give you an example. All the Congress people that are in California, just hypotheticals. If the Associate Congress people, all the Congress, let's just say, were more Republican than Democratic in California. Let's say in the city of Los Angeles, the city council was mainly Republican, and the police chief was Republican, and the state attorney was Republican, and the state prosecutor was Republican. Would you move back to California if a majority of the Congress of California was Republican? Would you move back? Would you move back, Hendrix? Let's just assume that for some reason, let's just say that the people of California vote out most of the Democrats of San Francisco and Los Angeles, and they get rid of the Democratic mayor into a Republican mayor, and the city council turns Republican. Would you move back? Okay. Let's say that the Republicans started to lower the prices of the buildings. Let's say they started to lower the prices of housing by about 200,000 or 300,000. Let's say the Republicans are cutting some of the tax, and they take out the evilness of controlling the electric power grids, and they do tax breaks, and they lower the tax percentage in LA County, and gas prices drop by 70, 80 cents a gallon. Would you move back? Would you move back if they started to roll back everything that the Democrats have done to LA? You would move back if they did that. If they got rid of the California gas tax, could you imagine? If they got rid of the California gas tax, how cheap gas would be in LA? It'd be like $1.90. I know, everybody. And then you know what's sad is, Hendrix? All these Californians, guess where they're moving to? Guess where they're moving to? Guess where they're moving to? And Florida. Unfortunately, they're turning the major cities in Texas into Democratic cities, and I just saw a news segment about equality and shit like that, and I'm just like, look, we're already equal enough as a species as it is. I mean, what more equal do you need? I mean, there's a lot of hate going on for the local news stations here. A lot of Democrats and Republicans are getting tired of the local news stations trying to push agendas that they just don't want. San Antonio is a very reserved place to live. People are very reserved here. They don't like the politics shit like this. I talk to everybody and they're like, I just don't want to hear about it. I don't care about it, and that's how it is in this city particularly. New Jersey is New Jersey is extremely corrupted. New Jersey, I think, is one of the most corrupted places on the planet. Don't you guys remember that I made a live stream that I said I was miserable in New Jersey, and then a cop pulls me over, and he's like, "Put the camera down. Put the camera down. That it's obstructing your view." And then I go to Texas, and nobody's ever pulled me over for having a cell phone in my dash. I even asked the cop in Colorado, "Hey, is it okay if I have my cell phone?" And the cop's like, uh, "Is it obstructing your view?" No, so why would I care? And then a cop in Texas, I asked them too, and they were like, "Why would I pull you over for having a cell phone in your dash? It's 2020." Dude, New Jersey is so... Dude, they literally will give you any reason to pull you over. New Jersey State Police are so corrupted, man. They are extremely corrupted. Oh, man. Oh, no. You don't want to live in New Jersey. It's very... New York. Not central and upper New York, but I would say southern New York is extremely corrupted. Um, New Jersey is corrupted. Delaware is corrupted. Eastern Pennsylvania is very corrupt. Sorry, guys, I'm a little sleepy. Anyways, you guys want to talk about anything? Yeah, I don't have a postpaid account. Sorry. I only do prepaid. Maybe one day I will go to Los Angeles, man. But if I see what the elections hold and I see that LA is turning red, it'll make me want to go to Los Angeles. Trust me, because there's something about San Antonio. Listen, we have shootings and all that shit here in San Antonio. You get used to it because you just think of San Antonio as the wild, wild west. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of violence in the city. It's one of the most dangerous cities in America, but it is not as dangerous as like Baltimore. It's not dangerous as Detroit. Um, Carlos has been doing a lot of speed testing with AT&T. I know Carlos is awesome. Um, San Antonio is one of the most dangerous cities in America. Unfortunately, because of just a lot of shit goes down with the cartels and shit, bringing drugs up 35, 37, 35 from Laredo, and a lot of people smuggle the drugs to the border and they sell them in San Antonio. Sometimes these people come down from Dallas, they come from Ohio. I've heard drug. You guys won't hear this unless you live in the valley of Texas or if you live like in San Antonio. But sometimes, they bring these gigantic things of drugs over the border or under the border, as you could say. And they bring these gigantic droves of drugs and all of a sudden there's a gigantic gunfight at a house because they're holding all the drugs there. And San Antonio is a hub of drugs, and they distribute them through the United States. So the thing is, you just don't piss anybody off. That's the best thing not to do is piss anybody off or ever tattle. I mean, they say snitches get stitches, but in a general term, San Antonio is very safe if you mind your business. Yes, I know. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna try to get some sleep. I don't know if I'm going to do what I was gonna do earlier. Maybe I'm trying to feel better, because I've been so vitamin D deficient, guys, that my vitamin D level for my last blood test was 3. The normal is 30. 30. The normal is fucking 30, and I'm at 3. I have almost no vitamin D in my body. It's so bad on my body. I'm so unhealthy, man. Nutritional wise. I don't know what to do. I eat healthy, but my body just doesn't absorb everything. But this is very important. Vitamin D from it's important, especially if you stay inside the house all day. Because Texas is such a hot place, man. Sleep is the body's repair mechanism, so get as much as you can. Dude, I can't sleep, man. I'm not where I want to be in life. You have the stupid fucking cheap ass virus. You have people. I hear shootings at night sometimes where I live. It's just a part of Texas that it doesn't matter where you're at in Texas. You're gonna hear shooting and gunfire. Sometimes it's shooting because people are getting shot, and then sometimes it's shooting because people are shooting out in the boonies. So it just depends on, I guess, the night. Melatonin doesn't make me sleep though. I took a milligram, bro. I've been diagnosed with moderate insomnia. But, I hope that I'm sleepy. Anyways, guys, I'm going to try to get some sleep, okay? Bye, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.